If you're a newer player in Grand Theft Auto Online, these are some tips and tricks that you need to know before you really jump on and start playing again. So I figured because the After Hours update came out, there's a lot of players that might be interested in Grand Theft Auto Online for the first time or just setting up a new character, or still might be a newer player. These tips and tricks might be helpful for you, and even if you're a veteran, if you can take home one or two things that you might not have known, then that can be a good thing too. So anyways, let's jump into this and let's get it started. The number one spot today, you need to know that you're not going to become a millionaire instantly. Grand Theft Auto Online is very much like a grinded out sort of game. There's no like get rich quick scheme. I'd say really the only get rich quick scheme is a shark card. But you guys know that you're going to be paying real life money for in-game currency. So that right there is pretty much your only way in which you can instantly obtain millions of dollars legitimately. I'm sure there are like glitches out there, and I'm sure that there are people that can drop modded money on you, but there are risks associated with that. As far as earning money legitimately, just know it is not going to come instantly. It's just something you're kind of going to have to be patient with, building up your businesses and stuff like that. In order to make money over time. Now, as a new player, some things you can do to actually jumpstart your money-making adventures, I think these three things are perfect. The first two things you should do are take advantage of the 2 Red Dead Redemption 2 treasure hunts. So in the Doomsday Heist, Rockstar added this golden revolver that you can find, and finding it and completing the challenge for it, which is very easy, will get you $250,000. Boom. Plus all the money you'll get by doing all the various other things that go along with the mission. In the most recent update, After Hours, Rockstar added the Stone Hatchet. Finding that and completing the challenge, that's $250,000 right there, plus a little bit more for doing all the bounties. So that brings your total to $500,000 for pretty much doing not a whole lot of work. Then what you should do is complete the flight school. The flight school maybe take you 15 or 20 minutes, especially by now. You're probably really good with planes and whatnot. That's $250,000 right there for getting all those gold. So doing those three things, which you can probably do in under an hour, that's $750,000. That is a great way to get yourself jump-started. I mean, right there, you're only a couple $100,000 away from a CEO office, and you're like almost ready to go at that point. So doing those three things right off the bat, really before you tackle anything else, is a great way to jumpstart your wallet and get yourself some money really before you've even done anything. Now, speaking of sort of those get-rich-quick schemes we were talking about earlier, one thing you're going to see a lot above your minimap is players inviting you to jobs that might say something like, GTA money 999 times 1,000. They're sort of like spammy messages or like free way to get $1 million. Those do not work. There is no like job that you can get that's going to get you instantly millions of dollars. If there was, Rockstar would have patched it and taken care of it by now. But even if there was, which there isn't, it's just something you don't want to do. You're just going to sit in a lobby. It's going to be you and the host waiting for the thing to fill up, and then no one is going to join, and you're going to just be wasting your time. So ignore those spammy messages that you see. You're going to be seeing a lot of spam messages from actual NPCs that call you, like Agent 14 and Ron and stuff like that. But you're going to get more of those spam text message invites from other players. Ignore them unless it's like a legitimate game mode that someone's inviting you to hang out in. Up next, once you've acquired your first garage, which doesn't have to be super expensive, it could be a $200,000 high-end apartment, it could be something cheaper like a 2-car or a 6-car garage, take advantage of all the free vehicles that Rockstar give out in Grand Theft Auto Online. So probably the two most popular would be the Duke of Death, which is one of the best armored muscle cars in the game. That's one you would love to have. Another one would be the LG RH8, which is a free supercar you can get just by linking your social club. That's an amazingly fast sports car, still one of the best to this day that you can actually take advantage of. So that's 2 awesome free vehicles right there. There's a bunch of other free vehicles like the Kraken submarine, the Dodo seaplane. There's a bunch of like stock car liveried out vehicles like the Pizvaz Dominator, the Sprunk Buffalo S. Again, more muscle cars and sports cars that you can take advantage of. Basically, you're not going to have to buy a really good vehicle for a long time in game. So take advantage of all the free vehicles that Rockstar give you, because they hand out a lot. You just sort of have to look for them, because on the websites, because so many vehicles have come out, they're either towards the bottom, or what you want to do is filter by price. If you filter by price, all the free ones will show up at the top, and you'll know which ones are available to you. So take advantage of those. Another tip I can give you: avoid high-level players. So there's a reason you want to avoid high-level players. Number one, they are physically stronger than you. That's not a subjective thing. That's objective. Higher-level players have better health, better stamina, better stats. They're just going to be better than you overall in the things that make our Grand Theft Auto Online players work. That's just a fact. So you want to avoid them. Then subjectively, number two, higher-level players likely have access to more things that can kill you. Weaponized vehicles, better weapons, body armor, and stuff like that. They know the game better, so they know the routes, and they know, what guns do what damage. Basically, just avoid higher-level players. They've got more knowledge of the game. Their game is stronger because they're ranked higher up. They've got more stuff that can kill you easier. It's just something you want to completely avoid. Don't go near high-end players. And as a higher-level player myself, I think my character is like rank 300, which at the end of the day is not that high. But I don't go after lower-level players. You don't bother me. I'm not going to bother you. That's just sort of the name of the game. Now, building off of that, don't go after other players' business. So as a newer player, you're going to see Rockstar and even the in-game NPCs send you text messages and alerts that say like, hey, someone else in this session is selling something. Go after them and you can get bonus money and RP. And on the surface, that sounds great. Bonus money and RP. I like that. But the bonus money and RP you get is super negligible. And what you're doing is griefing. You're killing other people who are trying to make money, minding their own business, selling their cargo. So don't do that. You're a horrible person if you destroy other people's cargo, if they're not bothering other people. Unfortunately, the way Rockstar make it is you're forced to do stuff in a public session, which is super bummy in my opinion. But don't go after other people's cargo. Even if you do successfully go after them, you've just put the biggest target on your back, and they're basically going to force you to leave the session. I can guarantee you that. So just avoid other people's cargo. Just mind your own business, do your own things, and let higher levels sell their cargo, and everyone will be good to go. Now, sort of speaking of free roam and other players, you're going to want to learn the minimap icons. So a lot of the new vehicles that Rockstar have added into the game have their own specific icons on the map. So for example, if someone's in a Hunter helicopter, on the minimap, it'll show them in a Hunter helicopter. If someone's in a Vigilante, it'll show them in a Vigilante. You need to kind of familiarize yourself with these icons so you know what you're going up against. And if you use my tip from earlier in the day, or earlier in another video I did using the expanded minimap, you can actually see them coming from a lot farther away. So you sort of know what's either in your area, so you know what to avoid. If you're flying, you can say, hey, another jet or a hunter is nearby, I need to avoid that. If you're in the city, you can say, hey, that's an APC or a Vigilante, let me stay away from that area. So learning the minimap is something that's really crucial. And back in the day when I was a new player, we didn't have that. All the minimap icons were just white. They didn't glow red, they didn't change, they weren't nothing. It was a lot harder. So you guys have it a lot easier nowadays. But it's something you definitely need to learn. Now let's sort of move on to some money-saving tips now. The first thing is, don't go to the ammunition store and buy every gun. You're not going to need every gun. You just need the essentials, like the special carbine rifle, one of the sniper rifles, the homing launcher, maybe some sticky bombs, RPGs, grenades. Like, get yourself one reliable submachine gun. Like, you're not going to need all these different variants of the submachine guns. Like, they all work for the most part pretty well. Get yourself an assault rifle that you're comfortable with. Now, the reason I'm saying this is because, number one, the guns are expensive. Number two, the ammo is even more expensive. So, especially at a newer level, you're not going to have a ton of free cash flow. You don't want to be spending it on bullets to put in your gun. That's just not what you want to do. So, I would definitely recommend that you grab maybe 5 or 6 guns and you just keep them and you use them. And as sort of a side note, it'll also keep your inventory much cleaner, which is something I wish I had known on day one. Now, let's talk about some essential purchases you will need as far as vehicles go. So I think you need one good supercar. The cheapest supercar in the game, or one of the cheaper, best supercars in the game, would be the Zentorno, the Tempesta, the Wagner. I would say if you're going for a really good supercar that you can compete in races in, and that's good for just zipping around the city, those 3 vehicles are awesome. I would also recommend a weaponized vehicle like a Buzzard, which is really good for transporting other players. It can fight off other targets. You're also going to need an armored vehicle as well. This is where the Duke of Death can come in, or the Kuruma. Those are both good options. Just some essential vehicles right there that'll be good for free roam, that'll be good for other missions like heists and stuff like that. They're going to be really good to have. And then you're going to want some essential purchases as far as properties go. Now, I would start with these 2. A CEO office, because you can get the cheapest one for $1 million, and then a vehicle warehouse, which will allow you to start import-export missions, which I think to this day are the best ones that you can do in Grand Theft Auto Online, especially if you're a solo player, if you're a new player. The missions are very straightforward, they're easy, and they allow you to check out a lot of supercars that you probably don't have. So you're going to be able to drive a lot of cool vehicles, test them out, and at the same rate, you'll be making a lot of money. And it's probably one of the most efficient ones you can do. But anyways, that right there are some tips and tricks for newer players that you should probably know about before you get on Grand Theft Auto Online and start playing anymore. Like I said, I wish I had known these tips when I was playing the game for the first time. I was just an idiot. I was just running around. I was doing whatever, wasn't focused on anything. If I could start over and have the knowledge I have now, I think things would be a whole lot different. But anyways, that's all the information I've got for you guys in this video today. Hopefully you did enjoy. If you did, be sure to leave a like rating on this video. That'd be awesome. And also subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new or you like daily GTA 5 videos like this. With all the way, guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.